Salt Bae was the most recognizable chef on the internet until his ego and greed destroyed everything he built. From charging $140,000 for a single meal to literally setting customers on fire.
Oh my god! Ah! I yandı! Oh my god! Rada! Rada! I yandı! Rada!
We're going to provide a step-by-step explanation of how Nusret Gökçe went from viral sensation to the most hated restaurateur in the world. With over 50 million followers and celebrity visits from Leonardo DiCaprio to Drake, Salt Bae seemed untouchable until investigations revealed the dark reality behind his golden empire. However, what the cameras didn't show was a man who controlled his employees like a dictator, stole their tips, and turned fine dining into an overpriced nightmare. Nusret Gökçe started as a 13-year-old working 13-hour shifts at a Turkish butcher shop. He moved through life like a shadow wearing masks. That strategic hustle was pure Michael Scofield energy, mapping out every move before making it. However, his transformation into Salt Bae happened on January 7th, 2017, when one video changed everything. The salt sprinkling clip exploded across social media with over 16 million views in 48 hours. He wasn't just cooking, he was performing. That calculated charm straight out of Saul Goodman's playbook. Flashy, smooth, but always watching the exit. However, this viral moment revealed something darker lurking beneath the surface. Salt Bae immediately capitalized on his fame by opening luxury steakhouses in New York, London, and Dubai. His signature golden tomahawk steak cost $1,800, and customers were paying it just to witness the performance. However, behind the Instagram-worthy moments, the food was mediocre at best. His London restaurant scored a brutal 2.9 stars on TripAdvisor, with reviews calling it the biggest scam ever and terrible food at crazy prices. His New York burger joint was branded the worst restaurant in the city. Salt Bae didn't care about quality. He only cared about the show.
Some of these prices are just insane. $550 for a tomahawk, $750 for a grilled strip loin, $2,500 for a golden steak. I think most things on this menu are beyond my price range, so let's just go with the Wagyu single steak. It's expensive, but at least it's Wagyu steak, and for one person...
He wasn't chaotic, just bigger than rules. That cold ambition felt like Elon with a flamethrower and a master plan. The man was posting $100,000 dinner receipts on Instagram like trophies, treating customers like walking ATM machines. However, this was just the beginning of his downfall. In April 2023, Business Insider published a devastating investigation exposing Salt Bae's toxic empire. Former employees described him as a petty tyrant with a godlike complex. He moved through his restaurants with that elegant menace, all Gus Fring energy, never shouting but making everyone nervous. Staff were fired for breaking a glass or wearing the wrong shirt. One bartender said working there felt like being in the Hunger Games. However, the exploitation went deeper than just harsh management.
Here we go, it's arrived. I'm not a mad fan of the plate it's arrived on, but yeah. I've got to tell you, this review is not going to take very long. I mean, if you take a look at the size of the steak, just on top here, it's already been salted. A little bit of a disappointment because I thought we could have a little bit of drama. What marks I'm going to give it? Dear. There's far better out there. You know, if you're going to spend £42, there is loads. I mean, not far from here, I had an Italian meal. That was outrageously not good. That was just up there. That's worth going to. There's no doubt. If you're in Knightsbridge, go to the Italian, I recommend it. Do you know, if you're going to go for a steak in London, you've got better choices here. You've got Hawksmoor, you've got Gauchos, you've got Goodman's. They're far better steakhouses. So if you're going to go to a steakhouse, definitely that's where to go. Marks, I'm going to give it 3.5, 4 out of 10.
Multiple lawsuits revealed Salt Bae was systematically stealing 3% of employee tips. When workers complained, they were immediately fired. A 19-year-old food runner had $140 deducted from her pay for delivering food to the wrong table. Another server lost $800 in tips because a customer dined and dashed, as if she was supposed to chase them down. However, for female employees, the situation was even more disturbing. Women were told to wear short skirts, high heels, and revealing tops. When they protested, they faced harassment and termination. One woman was denied a promotion because Salt Bae allegedly didn't find her physically appealing enough. In September 2018, during one of Salt Bae's dramatic tableside fire shows at his Istanbul location, the stunt went horribly wrong. Flames erupted out of control, setting 4 customers on fire. Czech internet personality Tinus Tinikova suffered third-degree burns over 35% of her body and was hospitalized for months. However, instead of taking responsibility, Salt Bae's team destroyed the security footage. No apology, no compensation, just silence and cover-up. He had that revenge with a smile energy. Pure Ramsay Bolton, enjoying the chaos while pretending it never happened. That same month, while his customers were fighting for their lives, Salt Bae hosted Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro for a lavish multi-thousand-dollar meal. This happened during Venezuela's devastating food crisis, where 64% of the population was losing an average of 25 pounds due to starvation. However, Salt Bae didn't just serve the dictator. He bragged about it on Instagram, posting videos of Maduro eating gold-covered steaks while millions of Venezuelans could only afford to eat once a day. Senator Marco Rubio called him out, stating, "I don't know who this weirdo Salt Bae is, but the guy he is so proud to host is the overweight dictator of a nation where infants are suffering from malnutrition." Protests erupted outside his Miami and New York restaurants. However, true to form, Salt Bae never apologized. He just deleted the videos and moved on. December 18th, 2022 became the day Salt Bae's reputation died. After Argentina won the FIFA World Cup, he breached the pitch like an uninvited uncle at a wedding. He physically grabbed Lionel Messi at the most important moment of his career, pestering him for photos. Then he made it worse by grabbing the actual World Cup trophy and posing with it like he was part of the winning team. The entire world watched in horror as this man turned football's greatest moment into his personal photo opportunity. FIFA launched an investigation and banned him from all future events. The internet exploded with comments like, "This is the example of people living without feeling shame," and "What an idiot that guy is." However, the humiliation wasn't over. On June 1st, 2024, Salt Bae tried to crash the UEFA Champions League final after party. He wasn't invited. He wasn't welcome. Security saw him coming and said, "Nope, not today." He was publicly ejected while trying to play it off by signing random autographs outside. He claimed he wasn't there for the party, but for his thousands of fans. However, nobody was buying his excuses anymore. The internet had moved on, and Salt Bae was just a forgotten relic clinging to past fame. Salt Bae's empire is now in freefall. Most of his US steakhouses have shut down. His London restaurant saw profits drop by 50%. His Dubai location sits nearly empty. Reviews are brutal, calling his food overpriced garbage and his service terrible. His social media engagement has dropped by over 70%. The celebrity visits have stopped. The viral moments are gone. What's left is an overpriced restaurant chain with mediocre food and an owner who thinks he's still relevant. However, the most telling sign of his downfall isn't the empty restaurants or bad reviews. it's the silence. Nobody talks about Salt Bae anymore except to mock him. He went from viral sensation to industry punchline in less than 5 years. Salt Bae's story is a masterclass in how EGO destroys everything. He could have built a legitimate restaurant empire based on quality food and genuine hospitality. Instead, he chose to become a living meme with a god complex, exploiting employees, scamming customers, and humiliating himself on the world stage. He had the kind of mythic presence that felt larger than life, like Ragnar Lothbrok standing on a battlefield. However, instead of leading with honor, he became the villain of his own story. The man who once sprinkled salt on golden steaks for A-list celebrities is now being kicked out of events he doesn't belong at. His restaurants are closing. His reputation is destroyed. And most importantly, nobody cares anymore. Salt Bae went from viral king to irrelevant has-been because he forgot the most important ingredient in any successful business: treating people with basic human respect. However, when you build an empire on exploitation and ego, it's only a matter of time before it all comes crashing down. The salt has lost its flavor, and Nusret Gökçe is learning that internet fame without substance is just smoke and mirrors. His downfall wasn't just inevitable, it was deserved.